as looksmaxing is completely taking over the world right now. You can bone smash, put makeup, do this and that. All the information is out there, but the one thing that's stopping you from actually reaching your true potential is that you don't have structured systems in order to actually look better over time. What I mean by this is that one day you want to be the next Chica Lachowski and the next day you're binge eating on your fucking couch. So what we're going to be talking about here is how to actually routine max, because that is the second component when it comes to your ascension journey. All the information is there and now you actually have to apply it. So here's a few simple steps of what I do personally and some things that I've implemented recently to actually obtain and yield better results. First and foremost, we're starting with your sleep, because I personally feel like your circadian rhythm is the most important thing. You have to sleep 7 to 9 hours. You should be sleeping in the same 2-hour wingspan every night. What I mean by this is you have to be sleeping at the same time or in a 1 to 2 hour time span every single day. And this is really important because your body loves consistency. You may hate it, your mind may hate it, but your body loves it. Your body's gonna know what time to wake up, and that really is the perfect start, because then you can actually get shit done. Your body is signaled that you are going to achieve greatness. So the second thing that we're going to be talking about is discipline versus motivation. And the main reason why you're not achieving that ascended look or your actual true potential is because your routines are not in check, and that's solely because you're operating on motivation. This graph here kind of shows a motivation graph where you go all the way up, have that 2-week spark period, and then you binge and completely fall down to the bottom. That is the reality of most situations. That's why you haven't seen that much progress in the gym. That's why you still look similar to how you did a couple of weeks ago, solely because you start off strong and then you hit the ground hard. And of course I can relate to you guys because I am human. I've had great relationships with girls, and unfortunately some of those did not work out. I was in this mindset where instead of yearning, I wanted to absolutely ascend and prove to the world that I was the villain, I was the guy that you shouldn't mess with, and you made a mistake. So of course you'd start off strong, start off swinging, and over time you kind of lose that villainous attitude and you start to slack because you were operating on motivation. That's how most of us are, and we cannot fight it. Instead of fighting it, use the motivation, use it as a spark to start your ascension journey. But then you gotta start hopping. And what I mean by hopping is this overall discipline graph where you're consistently doing the same thing every single day and you're not letting things get in the way of your ascension. And when it comes to consistently doing things, you're going to have to start tracking, and that's where most of you falter because you do not know how to track. You may start off strong. Oh, I'm gonna eat so much protein. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna log everything. The next day you get so flustered, immediately everything stops. So to actually fix this, I've been using this app called the Max app, which kind of gives you a hyper personalized LOOKSMAX plan, coloring, bones, fit max, whatever it may be, and really helps you stick to your goals. So essentially all you do is scan your face and understand your failures or the things you have to work on, and from there then you'll actually get a full-blown plan on what you have to do at certain parts of the day. And what's great about the Max app is that it actually brings us to our next point on understanding your starting point and tracking long term. It is not a one-day thing. You're not going to see the results you want in less than a month. I remember talking to AK Pilled and I was showing him my physique progress, and I was saying I looked like utter shit because I looked so similar to how I did a couple months ago, and I was really pissed off. But he saw a lot of progress and he complimented me. But then I followed the message with, but I don't look like David Lade. How would I expect to look like David Lade if I was only bulking for 1 month? A lot of you are not going to reach your dream physique or your dream face in such a short amount of time. It takes a lot of time. You're going to continuously ascend, and it is a lifelong journey that you are not going to achieve in such a short amount of time. And this sucks because everyone wants a shortcut. Like a couple months ago, I am learning from my mistakes. I was pinning peptides and I thought I would be the leanest guy in the world. I would have abs, a cool chest, but all it did is made me wither and lack in a lot of micronutrients just because I thought it was a shortcut. I know it's corny, your dad may tell you this, but there is no shortcut to success. And to actually achieve the physique you want, the face you want, you're going to have to put in the work long term. And that's where your long-term vision should actually come in. But let's talk about your long-term self. You are young. I'm assuming you're a teenager, young adult. All I'm going to say is imagine yourself 3 years down the line once this all works out. All I can think of is by the time I'm 21, 22, I have to be the absolute mogger. The best physique, the best face, money max to the brim. I imagine myself in edits, on boats, with girls and women and life will be great. Life will be great once you start to ascend. You got to start thinking of that long-term self. You got to start thinking of who you are going to be in the future, because that is the person that's going to dictate the shots you make later on. Long-term goals are important because that vision of who you are in the future, whether you're jacked, whether you have a good jawline, that is going to come into play. And you're not going to achieve those results overnight. So the best thing I can tell you to do is stick to your fucking goals, be consistent, and the work will pay off. With that, this was the whole guide on how to routine max properly, and I'm standing here telling you that you should start doing the work right now. It's a perfect time because once you grow old, you're just going to be reflecting and have so much regret that you did not do things sooner to look your absolute best when you're young. So that's how you routine max. Let me know if you ever want to want to try out the Max app, we're still in our beta phase testing right now, but it is going to work out long term. I really think this can help you the same way it helped me. So shout out to the Max app, shout out to your routine, and you are going to keep ascending. Follow for more tips.